Welcome, Mr. Nandi, as well.
Thank you, Supriya, for inviting us to this session.
So, students, do watch us and do ask questions if you have. So, I'll begin the session with my first question to Mr. Nandi, and that is why UK as a study destination over any other European country?
Okay, now interestingly, UK has a lot of benefits for students who are planning to study abroad, mainly because of kind of for at least for the Indians there is a cultural kind of connection because there has been an association with UK for over 200 years, so we are quite acquainted with with their culture. And we see a lot of British architecture in and around the cities of India as we move around. So yes, there is a cultural connection. Also because the UK institutions are really very highly ranked and regarded in globally. The qualifications that they impart are of highest standard, and are monitored by quality assurance from time to time, so that students get the best quality education. And also you from anywhere in the world, you will find that the UK masters are of 1 year duration, which means it is a very short duration program, and the students can actually become job ready at a shorter duration compared to any other country, imparting master's education. Because initially, India never used to recognize 1 year masters, but with a memorandum being signed in 2021, now UK 1 year masters are also recognized by Indian government, and students coming back to India and wanting to pursue higher education or get into government jobs are most welcome do that. So yes, a lot of opportunities for students. Also, there is a graduate immigration route available for students, where the students, if they want, after they complete their undergraduate or postgraduate studies, can stay back in the UK for 2 years, and if they have completed PhD, they can stay back for 3 years. So opportunities galore for students. A lot of financial support in terms of scholarships. Bursaries are available from UK institutions, so you just need to kind of identify those. Many of the scholarships, of course, comes because of are merit based, but there are quite a few institutions which offer standard bursaries whoever applies to them. So that's another extraordinary point, I would say, to consider UK as a study destination. And also somebody who is looking to do research, UK has a very strong research infrastructure. So all this, I think, counts for well supported system for students who are looking to study abroad.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, of course, UK has been one of the sought after destinations for since ages, as we know. And would you, Simon, would you like to add something to it?
Not really. I mean, I think Mr. Nandi has really outlined the main unique selling points of the UK. So as he's mentioned, the high quality education, the high standards of teaching and the quality assurance, scholarships and funding, which are very important. The UK has many different types of university. So whether that's a campus-based university or a city-based university, students can work whilst they study. As Mr. Nandi mentioned, there is the stay back option. So when students complete their course, they can stay in the UK and work for up to 2 years. And lastly, students can really develop their language skills as well. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And okay, so now if we come to Brunel University, what are the advantages of the location of Brunel University? What would you, like to let our students know about that?
Yeah, so London is a big city. There are lots of different universities spread around London. Let me tell you a little bit about Brunel University London. We are located in West London, so we are just 20 minutes from Heathrow Airport and just 40 minutes from central London. We are a campus-based university, so all of our teaching, laboratories, accommodation, it's all in a single site in West London. We're home to approximately just over 16,000 students in total. Nearly 6,000 of those students are international students. And we've been welcoming students from India and South Asia as a region for many, many years. And Brunel does continue to be a very popular option. I think also location is important for us. Many of our courses have work placements. So even if you study a bachelor degree, you can do a sandwich course, which means you do 2 years in the classroom, a year's work experience, and then you come back to the campus to complete. Or alternatively, you could consider one of our many taught postgraduate master's degrees, which have the option of a year in industry. And the benefit of that is that because of our proximity and location, many of our students successfully find some great placements, and we have a lot of support available to those students looking for placements as well. So I hope that answers that for you.
Yeah, thank you. I think the students are listening to us. I think we are getting some questions from students as well. There are students who are watching us. So this is definitely for them to take a note of. Okay, so the next question to Mr. Nandi. When is the right time, accurate time to start application process for an undergraduate program or a postgraduate program in the UK?
Okay. Undergraduate programs, you can actually start applying from the previous year. If you are planning to study in the September of 2024, the application are usually done through a portal called UCAS. And that opens in the month of October of the previous year and remains open till 31st of Jan. So you still have that opportunity to make an application. There are some universities which also takes in direct application. That is also possible. So you need to check with the universities. Generally, UK universities have two major intakes. The biggest one is, of course, the September intake. And there are many universities now who, accepts students in the month of January as well. So January has also started becoming important intake for UK institutions. But obviously, there are a limited number of courses which are available in January. So September, you get the full range of programs. There are few universities which also have a rolling intake, which means they take in students in Jan, they would take in students in March, April, and May, and then again in September. So you can consult our students can consult our counselors. They would be able to guide them which are the universities which has rolling intakes. But majorly, it's a Jan and the September intake.
Thank you, Mr. Nandi. So I think, Mr. Nandi, you must have received a few questions from our students on your chat. If you could please, take them.
Yeah, so there is a question. Can NIOS board students are eligible to study undergraduation in UK universities? Now, NIOS means National Open University, so open schooling. Let me ask this question to Brunel. Would you accept a student from an open schooling?
In short, yes, we would. It's always best for applicants to check with the particular institutions. I can't comment for other institutions, but Brunel does accept open schooling, National Institute of Open Schooling. Yeah.
Great.
That's excellent.
Yeah. I think what we need to understand is that every university have their own standard, and they have eligibility requirements. So as far as Brunel is concerned, they accept NIOS students, but it is always advisable to check with a particular university whether they would accept an NIOS student. Our counselors would be able to guide the students because they would know exactly which are the universities which would accept NIOS students. So students are advised to get in touch with the Global Reach counselors wherever they are. Thank you, Simon, for answering that question. There is another question which is PTE exam accepted as English language qualification? Brunel, what about Brunel? Brunel accepts?
Absolutely, yes, we do accept the PTE.
Yeah, so you got the answer. So many other universities also accepts PTE. Again, our counselors would be able to guide you. If you have any doubt, please get in touch with our counselors and they would be able to. So these are the two questions as of now, Supriya.
Thank you so much, Ms. Nandi, for taking the questions. Okay, so taking a clue from the point that the student has asked, I would like to ask Simon. Next question is that what is an ideal student profile to you for Brunel, like an undergraduate as well as a postgraduate? I understand that there are different courses have different requirements, but still, I mean, in a nutshell, if you can just mention. Summarize rather.
Absolutely. So yes, quite rightly, different requirements for undergraduate and postgraduate. So if we were looking at a typical undergraduate student, so obviously we do accept sort of the international qualifications such as A-levels and international baccalaureate. But we also do accept state boards as well. So we offer admission for a number of boards, which we can give you in further information. But things like CBSE board we accept, and the grades really do vary. So generally, if we were looking at undergraduate, we would look for something along the lines of about 75%. In the state board. We will also accept some state boards for English as well. All of this is available on our website as to which boards we accept and what English grades we also accept. But yes, we do accept state boards for undergraduate admission, and applications must come through UCAS. For postgraduate study, grades really vary, so it depends on which university students have attended. Generally, as a rule, we would look for anything from 55 to 65% in the final grade in the bachelor degree from a recognized institution in India. As part of the application process, we will need to see academic transcripts, English language qualifications. So again, the website will confirm what score we look for, but generally, if we were looking at something like an MSc in management, you'd be looking at an IELTS score of 6.5 with no less than 6 in each section. The personal statement's very important. So for undergraduate students or bachelor students, students have to apply through UCAS, in which case they need to write their personal statement on their UCAS application. And then for postgraduate applications, we need an SOP or personal statement uploaded to our application portal. But your designated counselors will be able to help and guide you through the admissions process. So you don't need to worry about dealing with this on your own. There's a lot of support available to you to help you with your application process.
Well, thank you so much. I think it's quite flexible. I mean, students are listening, so it's not very, rigid as such. I think it's quite flexible with their entry requirements, Brunel University, and you can definitely try. So we have few more questions, I think.
Yeah.
Would you like to take them?
Yeah, so there's a question like, which country's law study is best? Now, this is an interesting question because I personally think that law is something which is very, very, kind of relevant to a particular country. And obviously there are international laws now, which are which has a global impact. So I think as far as Indians are concerned, we are very much acquainted with the English law, because some of the Indian uh, legal system has been, a certain portion of the legal system has been derived from English law. So I think there is a connection. And if you look at the kind of the qualification of the high level judges or barristers in the country, you will see many of them has graduated from from the UK universities. So that way we can safely say that uh, the legal studies is definitely of high standard. Simon, if you would like to add anything on this.
Yeah, not really. I mean, yes, absolutely. I think the UK and Indian judicial systems are very similar, very mirrored. So a law degree from the UK, if you were considering practicing in India, might be a sensible option. It's also important to consider UK law degrees and their accreditation. So wherever you study your law program, it's always best to check that that particular course has Bar Council accreditation in India. And I'm pleased to confirm that Brunel's does have Bar Council accreditation in India.
Yeah, so this is a very interesting point and very important point that you have mentioned. The Bar Council of India accreditation is a very critical factor. So the Bar Council of India would have a list of universities which are recognized, across the globe and within India. So by the Bar Council, of course. So you can have a look, and that would give you an idea which ones to go for. Okay, the next question is, can you please highlight on scholarship? Simon, any specific scholarship you'd like to highlight for Brunel?
Yes, that's I certainly would. So we're actually in the process of launching our new scholarships. At Brunel, we are going to have two fantastic scholarships for September 24 intake. The first one will be the Vice Chancellor's Award, which is a £5,000 scholarship, and it's a postgraduate scholarship, and it's for students that achieve the equivalent of a UK upper second class degree. The other scholarship which we have will be our International Bursary Award, which is worth £2,000. And that is for students that have scored the equivalent of a UK lower second class degree, or a 2-2 as it's known. We will also have undergraduate scholarships, but we're literally just on the cusp of launching those. So do keep an eye on our website where all of our scholarships will be listed. But yes, in answer to your question, we do have scholarships for September intake.
Great, thanks, Simon. But just to add on this, every university in the UK would have, kind of scholarships available. They're at various levels. At the international level, international office level, there are scholarships available, and those are usually merit-based. There would also be scholarships available at the level of the faculties. So the faculties would also have their own scholarship schemes. So those would possibly be, given to you, again, based on your marks and at the time of giving you an offer. So those would be mentioned. Now, apart from the institutional scholarships, there are also, government scholarships, which are, external scholarships, if I may put it that way. So, one is, of course, one of the, biggest name is the Chevening Scholarship, which allows you to study 1-year masters in the UK. And this is actually a fully funded scholarship, and you don't have to pay a single penny out of your pocket. Obviously, these are merit-based, and you have to make a separate application for that and write a statement of purpose, why you deserve that scholarship, and you would be judged based on your qualification and your statement of purpose. And the entire tuition fee is sponsored your even living expenditure and travel is taken care of through that scholarship. And it is just to study your 1-year master's. Apart from this, there are scholarships like the Great Scholarships, which every university would possibly run with the British Council. Now, there is a partnership. This is a partnership between British Council and the universities. Oh, and the scholarship would range anything between £5,000 to a fully funded scholarship, depending on what negotiation has taken place between the university and the British Council. So you should look out for those, the British Council website or in the Chevening website. Apart from this, there are the Commonwealth scholarships, which can be availed. But again, these are all external scholarships and highly competitive. But yes, there are ways to get those scholarships, and there are a lot of from the Indian side, there are state government funding which are also available to study overseas. So you should also look out for those opportunities. So if you happen to be in a particular state in India, look out for any such scholarship options that are available, because as far as we are aware, there are scholarships in Jharkhand, there are scholarships in Maharashtra, there are scholarships available from the state of Rajasthan. So similarly, there would be other states who would be offering this kind of scholarships, and these are obviously need based. So look out for those opportunities as well.
Thank you, Somnath. Mr. Nandi, you have given us sufficient information, I think, about these scholarships. And I think to know more, students need to, reach out to us on our virtual office, which remains open till 9 p.m. in the evening. So please walk into our virtual office to get the information about scholarships. And we have more questions coming up from the students also. So please take it, Ms. Nandi.
Okay, I think we can take only one more question because Simon has a restriction on time. He has other, appointments. So we'll take one more question. Okay. And this question is like, yeah. So is there any age limitation for undergraduate students to study in the United Kingdom? So I can safely ask this question to Simon. You can throw light on this.
Absolutely. It's a good question. So at Brunel and most universities, to be honest, we will accept students under 18, but over 16. For students that are under 18, then there are additional checks that our admissions office will conduct, and we will also require a consent form from a parent or guardian. But yes, if students are under 18, but over 16, we will consider those students.
Okay, and what is the upper limit, Simon? I mean, how long? I mean, at what age can they do undergraduate program? Is there any such kind of?
No, there's no age limit at all. I mean, if I'm speaking generally, most of our undergraduate pool of students are, freshers from school, but there's absolutely no reason why a student who decided to take a study gap and now wishes to continue with their studies, that's fine. There's no issue if a more mature student wanted to study a bachelor or a master's.
Okay, so that actually leads to another question. How many years of study gap would you accept in Brunel for an international student?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we don't have any specific rules around study gaps. The best sort of general advice that we give is that if there is a vast gap in studies, we just ask students to include their CV as part of their application, just so that the admissions officer can see what the student has been doing in that gap, whether it's been, volunteering or whether they've been working. So there's no hard rule on study gaps, but as I said, just include a CV or resume so we can see what the student has been doing in that gap.
Perfect. I think that answers the question. Thanks a lot, Simon. Over to you, Supriya.
Yeah, thank you. And one last question, keeping the time constraint in mind. If you could just highlight, Simon, the most popular programs that you have for the Indian students the Indian students choose for Brunel University? If you can just, give a brief on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're very fortunate at Brunel that we have a number of different subject areas which fall within 3 different colleges. Traditionally, Brunel is very famous for its engineering courses. So we have courses in things like aerospace engineering, chemical engineering, civil engineering, electronic and electrical engineering, flood and coastal. We also have our famous Brunel Business School, which is very popular in India. So we have an AMBER accredited MBA, as well as a number of taught business courses, including management, marketing, human resource management. All of our business courses have a September and a January intake. And they also include the option of the 2-year program, which means they can do a year in industry. Other programs which are very popular, we have medicine now available at Brunel. So we offer our 5-year MBBS. Law, as we've previously been discussing. So we have LLB, LLM courses, all which have Bar Council accreditation in India. And then we also have more of the humanities-based subjects. So we've got things like English, education, media communications, creative writing. So yes, lots of different subject areas, and some which are obviously more popular in the Indian region.
Okay, thank you. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. We really value and appreciate your time today during the session, and we look forward to having you again in one of such sessions, or maybe many such sessions, on both Instagram as well as on our Facebook. Thank you so much for joining, Simon.
Thank you so much.
Before we close, the message I would like to give to our students, that we are open between 10 to 9 every day, Monday to Saturday. We are available virtually on our virtual office. Please join us at on our website, planstudyabroad.com. Any queries you have related to UK as a study destination, to know more about scholarships and everything, please do get in touch with us, and we'll be there to get you sorted. Thank you, Mr. Nandi, also for joining us. And stay tuned. Do like our page, and do follow us for more such sessions in the future. Take care. Bye bye. Thanks. Bye bye.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Supriya.